Hi, I'm Derek, and this is the Gateway Log. And this week I've been doing the Gateway Voyage online program from Monroe Institute. The Monroe Institute is the folks who made the Gateway tapes. If you've been on TikTok and you've gone down, the rabbit hole, it's something you've heard of. I've been doing it because it's something I want to do in person at the Monroe Institute, but they offer this program. It's kind of buried on their website. I actually found the link through Reddit, but just kind of going through my experience about what I'm doing. So on January 28th, I last spoke about learning a little bit about the Dolphin Energy Club, where you like kind of create energy with your hands and then expand it into a ball. So there was actually a meditation that I did, and I'll tell you, when I started that one, I started thinking about work a lot. Like, it was just when you go through relaxation and listening to the meditation, my thoughts just would not stop going nuts, just firing about work and this. I got to do this. I got to do this. And then I kept clicking out too. So it was like I heard Bob talking about an energy dolphin, and you're supposed to focus it on a part of your body that might be in pain and send it there. But it was like I pictured the dolphin and I clicked out. And then I didn't click back in until it was the end of the meditation. And he's like, okay, let's count out focus 10 or focus 12. So it's always really interesting to me when I do those. Like, I always come back when he says, all right, let's come down, So it's like my mind goes somewhere during that time. I don't know where. I hope to crack that code here soon. After that tape, I felt like I got a nap. So I was like, all right, now I'm going to try Free Flow Focus 10, which was the next one. And, they tell you to set a goal for yourself. And I was like, I want to do an OBE, and I tried. I didn't get an OBE, but I did have a very interesting visual. I was like walking alongside a teenage lion, male lion. So it didn't have the full mane. It had like the mane up the middle of its head and down its back. In my vision, and it was just a couple of seconds, I'm just walking alongside it and running my fingers along its hair, and I could feel the texture of its hair. It's like really fuzzy, and I could feel the strength of his body, like just solid muscle. And then it faded away. This by itself wouldn't necessarily like make me go woo, but a couple of weeks ago when I was just doing the standard Gateway tapes, I had a vision of multiple male lions dead on the middle of a road, or like on a median of the road, just dozens of them laid out. So I don't know what that vision was 2 weeks ago, and I see this one, and it's a teenage lion. So I don't know. It was weird, but I then clicked out a bunch during Free Flow 10 or Free Flow 12. All right, so then January 29th, which was last night, I did Intro to Focus 12, and let's see, I went into Focus 12, and it was actually when I got home after work, I went to try to do this, but there's been a lot going on at work, so my mind's just, I'm exhausted when I get home. And I went to Focus 12. I got all the way to Focus 12 and I clicked out. And then I came back when he was saying the affirmation to come out of Focus 12. And I was just bummed. I'm like, God darn it. All right. So I got a good nap. So a few hours later, I tried again. I did the same tape again. I was like, I'm going to try. I'm going to see if I can get something. So I did Focus 12 later in the evening, and I was very buzzy. I could feel the difference between Focus 10 and Focus 12. Like when you count up to it, like the vibration was very different. And this is something I know from my previous experiences, but it was just very present today or last night. I stayed awake through the whole thing, but the only visual I got was I was looking up at a house and I could see the roof, and it was one of those roofs that has like the windows with the little roof on it. I forget what it's called, but it has like a window and then a little tiny roof, and it was just, I could see one of them in the ceiling or in the roof, and I was just looking up at it, and then that disappeared. So I didn't know what that meant. And at one point I felt like I was sitting or laying on a wheel that was rotating in circles like this. Like I was facing the ceiling and it was spinning me like that. Then I jumped into the next meditation, which is you're supposed to ask a question in Focus 12. And you could ask the same question 3 times. You could ask 3 different questions. I asked questions about the beings. I don't know who I've been communicating with in previous things, but I pretty much asked that question. Who is it I've been communicating, or how can I continue communicating with you? And the only vision I got for that was, it was like I was looking with my standard vision, and then I saw a bunch of squares with pictures in them. It looked like an HUD, a HUD, like in a video game. And each square showed the different ways that I have communicated with these beings. Like one was like Orion's belt. One was the psychic that I went to that we did a past life regression, and it was like there were all these different little scenarios of each one. And I took that as an answer of, well, this is how we've been communicating. And then I had a weird dream last night about me wanting to do a job at work. Like I'm like fighting with a boss about doing something I want to do, and in life I don't want to do it at all. I don't know why I was having the fight in my dream. It was strange. So but really it was a very vivid dream, and I some of it's just so out there, to the layman it wouldn't matter. Today we did Focus 12 Locale 1, which is the goal was to do an OBE. That's actually the whole point. And there's different versions of OBEs. So there's the one that I've been like trying to get to, which is you come out of your body and you look down and you see yourself and then you're just there. They say that really only 15% of people who achieve an OBE do it that way. They say what's more common is that you just kind of show up at places and you just see things. And I've experienced that quite a bit in the last couple of months. So I started the process, the proprietary process, and I get to Focus 12 and I click out. And I click back in when he says, okay, time to phase back with your body and then come out. So my thinking, my hypothesis right is when I click out, is it like my brain's protecting me from something? Am I going somewhere? Like I snap out and I snap back in when I'm supposed to. So it's like my brain's conscious something's going on. I was thinking about like alien abductions, how they say when you're abducted, you it's like you forget everything and the only way to access it is subconsciously. I'm not saying I was abducted by aliens. I'm just saying, is it that same kind of thing where it's like information or something's being shared, or I'm going somewhere and I'm not supposed to see it, or I'm being protected, or it's being blocked from me. So that's kind of my hypothesis right now. I don't know. I am going to try this tape again because of the click out. I'm going to do it again before I move forward. But let me know your thoughts if you have any opinions on it, aside from I'm crazy, because again, this is my experience. I'm just doing the tapes, okay? If you're ever curious about going to the Monroe Institute, go to their website. I mean, they're usually booked out a year. That's why I just got this program now and hope that I get in on a wait list. But yeah, let me know your experiences. Let me know your thoughts. And otherwise, my name is Derek. This is Gateway Log. We'll talk to you soon.